What is up, people? I'm hoping that you're good. We've got another device here for repair. This one came last night. Yeah, I came with it with that what is it called, T14, the one that I bought. So the same person that sold me that T14, he owns this one. This one I didn't buy it. It's in for repair. Anyways, I'm pretty sure it's because this has got a GPU and it's a complete machine. That was a half machine. So yeah. Nonetheless, here's the device. It's completely dead. What are we facing here? Oh yeah, I remember he showed me yesterday, when you plug the charger cuts out. So I'm pretty sure that's a short. Yep, it is. It's a short. So you can see here on the power supply, that is a short circuit. So that is not something that you want to see. Or is it? I think it's something that you want to see as a technician, because most of the times if it's a short like that, you have a really high chance of fixing that device compared to to other issues like no display, blue screen of death, things like that. No, those are the worst. Blue screen of death is like the worst, because if it's not an SSD and if it's not a RAM, you have an issue now, because it can be anywhere. Anyways, we are dealing with this for now. All I'm doing is I'm taking off the the motherboard from the chassis, so that we can be able to test properly and then and see where the short circuit is coming from. You know, at times like this, you'll find out that I probably didn't even need to check out the motherboard. Yeah, the faulty component can probably just pop up in front. Oh, I was really lucky there. It didn't snap out. It could have broken off. I was supposed to take the keyboard from the top. Anyways, that's still good. That's still good. Here is what we're dealing with, and here is the motherboard. I'm just checking for liquid. Oh, there it is. There is our faulty component. It's over there by the cooling fan. So let's do this. Yes. I need to visit that shop again and see what I can get for my phone. And I'm actually looking for a overhead desk lamp, camera. The one that most people are using. I don't even know what to call it. When I'm searching on Ali or something like that, I always get a webcam. Anyways, that's the faulty component. So I just want a camera which sits like above the desk, facing my workbench. Then I can just run OBS from my computer. Then that way I don't need to worry about having to shift the camera to face the screen and all that, because I can just record straight from the camera to OBS. I've done that before, but then now I would have to compile the video from the phone, the video from the microscope, the video from my webcam. Not my cup of tea. But anyways, that's so we're taking these two guys off. I can clearly see this is the one that's faulty. I can take it off, but it would be wise to take everything off. All right, let's go. Let's get it. Wow, my sister is really late today. She's 40 minutes late. That's a lot. This is probably the time that I should call and find out if everything is okay, because that is a lot. So my sister is late, and my assistant is also not coming today. She's got an exam. What's happening? Oh, okay. I wasn't doing this properly at all. The problem is this camera is in my way. The microscope is in my way, so I wasn't even hitting the motherboard. I was kind of hitting on the side. I don't even know why I'm bothering myself with removing using hot air, because I usually just yank it away with a tweezer or a prying tool or something like that. Bomber clad, let's go. Okay, there it goes. I'll just check if we've got a shot over there. Yeah, we don't have a shot. Yeah, and I'm measuring that capacitor, it's got a shot, a 0 ohm shot. You can see it if I bring it back. There it is, and when we measure like this, yeah, you can hear it, it's buzzing there. That is a faulty component. Nonetheless, we are pretty much done, I guess. Let's reassemble and test. Since we are alone today, we will have to do the reassembling as well. Yeah, when I'm saying we, I'm representing everyone who's viewing from online. So we are the we. Okay, cool. That is what we need, a charging port. These are the moments that this gets annoying, because now the video becomes pretty long because I'm reassembling stuff. Okay, I just need this 3 screws by the hinge over there. Was it 3 or 2? I think it was 2. Nope, wrong screw. This screw is a clown. Okay, there goes the screen cable and the charging port. The power button is on the other side, so I'll have to plug this ribbon cable over here. But the CMOS part is already out. The customer had taken it out, so the machine should automatically start really. So let's go. The funniest thing is I don't even know if that was the only short circuit. But yeah, it was big enough for me to believe that's the one. Yep, it was, and the machine has started. You can hear the fan spin. I hope you can, because I don't know if this microphone is recording everything or just my voice. Do we get a picture? It's probably going to take a few times rebooting, and then it'll give a picture. There it goes, it's off now. Yes, it's coming back on, which means the RAM is working and the device is fixed. We should be able to see a picture anytime soon. So it has restarted for the 3rd time, and you can hear the fan is no longer ramping up rapidly. So we should get a picture. Where is the picture? Where is the picture now? And then I might need an external keyboard just to see if caps lock is responding. Because the current has has risen to 0.37 and it's stuck there now. It's not moving up or down. The device is not restarting. Oh, there we go. It just changed color on the screen. We have picture. There we go. It just took its time. In situations like this, the best thing is to plug back the CMOS. That way, the next time I'm restarting it, I don't have to wait for it to display. Okay, there we go. Dell Latitude 3580. This must be an 8th gen or so, thereabout. Yeah, that's it, guys. This is fixed. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will be seeing you in another video. Cheers and goodbye.